What's up, y'all? I said, what's up, y'all? Look at me when I'm talking to you, bro. Nah, I'm just messing with y'all, man. This is your boy Knockout Boxing 86 TV, and we in here. So check this out, y'all. Before we get going on our video, smash the like button for me. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Share the video. Turn on your notifications, and go follow me on Twitter at KOBoxing86TV. If you have a breakdown or a prediction you want me to do, knockoutboxing86 at yahoo.com is the email address. Also, don't forget to check out our live shows. We're live every Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, every Friday night, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, and every Sunday morning with the Singing OG KQKC Boxing Network at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Our Wednesday show is where we discuss the hottest topics on boxing. Our Friday show is our live breakdown and prediction show where we predict the upcoming fights for that weekend. And we got a lot of fire fights this weekend that we're going to be going through. And then on Sunday, that's where we recap that weekend's action and discuss everything that happened in boxing over the week. So let's get to the video, though. So Eddy Reynoso has come out and he says that Jermall Charlo is the best fight for Canelo Alvarez. This is big news considering that Eddy Reynoso is the one that kind of gives the green light and picks Canelo Alvarez's opponent. So this is something that I'm excited to hear from him. And this is what he said exactly. He says Jermall Charlo is the better fight for Canelo. I think a fight with Charlo is more media friendly. Charlo is a fighter that sells more, a fighter that more people follow, and because of that, it's a more attractive fight. Canelo is at the level where he can fight with anyone. I disagree with that shit. I think the difference will be the weight, and we have to be careful with that. He's fighting in weight classes where he feels strong, and 168 is where he feels strong. So I like the quote overall. And a lot of you might be like, well, Knockout, why you disagree with Canelo being at the level where he can fight with anyone? Because sports is about competition. It's about a meritocracy. It's about proving that you're the best. And being able to fight anyone, don't do that. Don't do that. I'm never for fighters being able to pick and choose who they fight, especially when they're fighting all these lesser opponents trying to protect the undefeated record or trying to protect some image. That's why I'm so hard on Devin Haney, Gervonta Davis, Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez, Anthony Joshua, Alexander Usyk, Tyson Fury. When these fighters aren't fighting the best, when they're not fighting a mandatory or another top 5 to top 7 person in their division or another champion, that's why I'm so hard on them, bro. That's why I'm so hard on them, because I want to see the best possible fights, and I don't like this notion where you talking about a fighter can fight with anyone. That shit don't make no sense to me. I don't like that. I don't like that shit. So I'm kind of glad Makabu got a decision that he may or may not have deserved. I felt like it was a close fight. I myself scored the fight 8 rounds to 4 in favor of Mchunu in that fight. Makabu, he was more active, but Mchunu was more accurate, and he did enough work. He did enough work to where I felt like he could have got the nod, but they gave it to Makabu because I believe Don King and people on that side, the WBC, just in case Canelo does want to move up and face a cruiserweight, they want to have Makabu in position, because even though he's a relatively unknown fighter, he's more known than Mchunu is, and Mchunu has 5 losses already. It just wouldn't be a good look. At least Makabu, with his 2 losses and all those knockouts, they feel like they could try to sell that fight better. So I believe this probably has more to do with why he got the nod versus what actually happened in the ring. But as far as Eddy Reynoso, I agree with everything he been saying and that about Jermall Charlo, because that's been my sentiment exactly. Like, when you look at, say what you want to say about Jermall Charlo, right? But when you look at the people that are rumored to be fighting Canelo Alvarez, right? You look at Makabu. You look at the 2-fight deal that Eddie Hearn and DAZN reportedly offered him with Triple G. And I forget, who was the other fighter, man? It was Triple G and, Dimitri Bivol. Or you look at Jermall Charlo. Like, say what you want. Like, it's diehard boxing fans. Yeah, man. We know these fighters because we follow the sport, but just casual and then, casual boxing fans and then just people in general, more people know who Jermall Charlo is than any of those other fighters. Yes, even Triple G. Triple G is relatively big in the sport of boxing, but he hasn't been relevant for a while off the strength of who he's been fighting lately. And he's down at 160, so him coming up to 168 as a smaller name, that wasn't going to sell. That wasn't going to sell. And then also, from a business perspective, Charlo and them, the PBC, they're offering more money for one fight. They're offering more money for one fight. And pay-per-view money in boxing is way bigger than app money. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to DAZN. They putting on a fire-ass card this weekend, bro. I can't wait to watch. We got a video dropping later on the channel. It's a big replacement. Somebody I'm really high on is going to be replacing another fighter on the card this weekend for DAZN. And, man, I can't wait to see it pop off, to be honest with y'all. So, y'all got to tune in to the channel for what we drop later on today in regards to the DAZN card this weekend. But for Canelo Alvarez, like, you want to do good business, right? You want to make as much money as possible. And at the end of the day, while you can favor Canelo over all of these guys, at the end of the day, while you probably have him beating all these guys, Canelo's not invincible. And these are risky fights. Dimitri Bivol he can pose some threats to Canelo. Triple G has proven in a fight and a half. I feel like Canelo took over that second fight probably about round 4, round 5, and it wasn't competitive the rest of the way. But the first fight was extremely competitive, and then the first part of the second fight was competitive, and then Canelo took it over. Now, I'm of the opinion that if he fought Triple G again, he might dominate him the whole time. But for Canelo and his team, they have to worry about the worst case scenario. And if Triple G come in there in shape, turn back the hands of time, and he's on his shit, he showed that he can be a problem for Canelo. And then you got Jermall Charlo, who's also could be a problem. Now, these are all dangerous fights. These are all pretty good fights. Obviously, Triple G is last on my list because I feel like I know what's going to happen in that fight, and I've seen him in the ring with that guy before 2 times. So I would much more favor a Bivol fight or a Charlo fight. And so for me, it's down to those two. And I agree with Eddy Reynoso. Charlo is just a bigger name than Bivol. So it answers a lot of questions for Canelo on 2 fronts. Number one, your money, right? Your bag, your legacy. You got children. You got, family that you take care of and shit. So you got to make as much money in this game as possible. And the reported $40 to $50 million that they're offering for Charlo, because let's keep it a buck. They gave him $40 million for Caleb Plant, right? And you have some people saying that the $50 million that they offer him for Charlo, you got some people saying that's all cap, that's lying. Okay, let's say it is lying. Well, I would go out on a limb and say they ain't going to pay him less to fight Charlo than they did to fight Caleb Plant, because Charlo is a bigger name than Caleb Plant. So let's just say safely that somewhere between $40 million and $50 million is probably what they're going to offer him in a guaranteed purse to fight Jermall Charlo. That money is more than probably the 2 fights that Eddie Hearn is offering him for Triple G and Bivol. On top of that, he would get back-end money. Eddie Hearn and DAZN, that's an app, bro. Ain't no pay-per-view going down. You would get back-end pay-per-view money because PBC is going to put that shit probably on Showtime pay-per-view like they did the Caleb Plant fight. So when you look at it from that perspective, it gives him the most money. That's point number 1. It's going to give him the most earning potential. Point number 2, and I think just as important, if not more important, there are a lot of people, right? There are a lot of people that... Oh, and then another point about the money. Then we'll go to the legacy and the in the ring shit. Another point about the money. When you look at selling boxing, yes, boxing is an international sport. Point blank. Period. I cover a lot of international fights and a lot of international fighters. But the biggest fan bases, when you put 2 stars from these fan bases together, the shit does astronomical numbers. The live gate be lit. The build up to the fight be lit. That's when you have a black American fighter and a Mexican fighter. Because the black American fan base and the Mexican fan base are the 2 biggest fan bases in boxing. And the Mexican boxers and the black American boxers, they're the 2 more successful boxers in boxing. Like we have those 2 ethnicities have the most champions. They've been the most successful, most Hall of Famers, yada, 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 so forth and so on. So going in that shit gonna sell. And it's gonna be box office. The legacy in the ring part, my second point, last point I'll make, and then we'll get out of here on this video. Canelo has an opportunity by fighting Jermall Charlo to shut everybody up. Yeah, a lot of Canelo haters don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never been the biggest fan of Canelo. I never will be. You know what I'm saying? But we keep it real. And a lot of people that just hate Canelo, listen, bro. He can shut them up. Because at this point, if he goes in there and he beats Jermall Charlo handily, as some people are predicting, I'm not predicting that. If that fight gets made, I can't wait to do the breakdown and the prediction, because that's a tough one. You know what I'm saying? But if he goes in there and does that, a lot of people they're gonna be eating crow. A lot of people gonna have a little, some brown shit on their face, straight up and down, if he's able to do that. Or vice versa, if Charlo goes in there and handles business against Canelo, a lot of them Canelo lovers, a lot of them fanboys of Canelo, they gonna have to look like, damn, well, were they right? Was he really ducking slick athletic fighters? Is that really what he's been doing? Is he really not that good? Like, so it answers a lot of questions, man, and it's very, very intriguing. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't even know if this is the fight that we gonna get, but I like to hear that Eddy Reynoso is on board because I think it's the best fight for Canelo's pockets. I think of the potential opponents, it's the best possible fight for his legacy. Like, he's just, you know, Jermall Charlo is a 2-division champion. He's somebody that a lot of people feel like Canelo ducked, and I agree. No matter how you slice it, no matter how you dice it, the WBC franchise belt down at 160 was created for Canelo Alvarez, so he didn't have to fight his mandatory, who was Jermall Charlo. To me, that's a duck. He gets to erase all those questions if he takes on and he defeats Jermall Charlo. So I love fights where it's the best fighters fighting each other. The fighters can get their money, get their bread, because they putting their life on the line. Get your bread. Canelo probably make more money than he's ever made. And Charlo for damn sure going to make more money than he's ever made. So that's great. You know what I'm saying? For those two gentlemen. And then, legacy, bro. The best possible fight. Like, clarity and shit. Like, I get to see what's up. I get to see who was right and who was wrong. And then I get to do my analysis, my breakdown, and my prediction. And I can see if I know this matchup as well as I think I do. So it's just very, very good when we get big fights in boxing. So I'm hoping that Eddy Reynoso this is a look inside as to what we might get to see. I hope we get an announcement soon, because everybody waiting on the shoe to drop with Canelo. Like, people wondering why we're not getting fight dates, why we're not getting you know, venues announced and shit like that. It's because everybody waiting to see what day Canelo gonna fight on. Like, let's keep it a buck. Let's make no mistake about who the man is and how popular he is in the sport of boxing. He just did 800,000 pay-per-view buys with Caleb Plant. So people, and they did a hellified live gate. So these other companies, they waiting to see, bro, when is he gonna fight? Is it May 7th? Is it May 14th? Is it April 30th? When is he gonna fight? Cause shit, we can't fight on the same day. Like, you don't want to put your card on the same day as the Canelo card, bro. Like, you don't want to do that shit because ain't nobody gonna be watching your shit. Everybody gonna be watching Canelo. So once his shit get announced, I hope it's soon. I bet you we'll start seeing other dominoes fall, and we'll see other people announce their fight day. Based on Eddy Reynoso's words, looks like we're getting closer and closer, and I can't wait to see, man. I can't wait to see who he pick. If he fights Bivol, that's my second place. I'll be like, all right, man, whatever, bro. If he fights Charlo, I'll be ecstatic for that shit. If he fights Triple G, I'll be like, oh no, you know, not a third time, bro. Not a third time. And you know what? Let me change that. I won't be like, with Bivol. I'll be like, yo, that's a good fight. That's a good fight. I'm cool with that fight. Moving up to 175 to challenge the champion, who some believe is the best champion. Some have him second behind Beterbiev, but he's definitely top 2 in that division right now. Okay. All right, I'm good. That's a good fight. Or if it is Charlo, that's a great fight. That's a great fight. So, you know, y'all let me know what y'all think. Comment down below, smash the like, subscribe to the channel, share the video, turn on your notifications. Go follow me on Twitter at KOBoxing86TV. If you got a breakdown or a prediction you want me to do, knockoutboxing86@yahoo.com is the email address. Live show Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. Central Time. That's where we discuss the hottest topics in boxing. Live show Friday night, 7:30 p.m. Central Time. That's where we break down and predict all the upcoming fights for that weekend. And then live show on Sunday morning, with the singing OG KQKC Boxing Network. He and I break down all the action from that week's matchups. So y'all check us out, man. I appreciate y'all watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. And with that, we out of here. Peace, y'all.